Welcome to the Soul Session with Samira Serafini. You landed here for a reason. You're ready to heal your heart, embody authentic confidence, and soften into your feminine energy. It's time to live in true alignment and manifest a blissful life. Let's begin. Hello, ladies. Welcome back to the Soul Session podcast. I'm your host, Samira, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. This episode is very special because it is the final episode of our series, The Forces of Love, a series based on the core principles of family constellation that shape our relationships, our money, our health, and our life as a whole. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been following this series, I would love to know which force spoke to you the most. You can always send me a message or reply to the newsletter. Today, we are closing with probably the most practical and life-changing force of all, balance. The balance between giving and receiving. If you feel that people take advantage of you, love feels heavy, money feels blocked, or life is harder on you, this episode is for you. So without further ado, let's dive deep into the last force of love, balance. I want to do a quickly recap of the forces of love. The first one is acceptance, then order. The third one is inclusion. And the last one is the balance between giving and receiving. And this one creates real transformation and quantum leaps in life. A quantum leap is not just a small improvement. It's a change in quality and quantity of reality. It's when life truly upgrades for you. According to Brigitte Champetier de Hibbs, in her book, The Forces of Love, balance is the force that transforms opposites into a new reality. It is the force that makes evolution possible. And today I want to show you how this force acts in your family system, in your individual life, in love, and in money. The basic principle of giving and receiving is that every healthy relationship needs balance. When one side gives too much and the other side receives too much, the relationship becomes unstable. Beth Hellinger, the creator of Family Constellation, says that love grows when one gives something good and the other gives back a little more. Because this creates an upward spiral of connection and growth. There is also a negative giving and receiving dynamic. When someone causes harm, the injured person feels the impulse to give back something negative. This is play in the unconscious field, okay? If this return is done with less intensity, with dignity and respect, it closes the cycle of revenge and restore inner balance. And that means the relationship can continue or it can end, but in either case, it will happen in a more peaceful way. But balance is not about revenge. It's about restoring your inner dignity and the energetic composition of the relationship. There is one systemic exception that goes from parents and children. Parents give life, children receive life. Life is such a big gift that it can never be fully returned directly to the parents. So, the healthy compensation happens when the child takes the life fully, feels gratitude towards it, and passes life forward through their own children, their work, their service, and the good they bring into the world. Also, receiving is not a passive act. To receive means to take. So it is an active action when you accept with responsibility and commitment what you receive. When balance with parents and ancestors is blocked, we often see some of these signs. Feeling that your parents still owe you something as an adult, repeating childhood abandonment in romantic relationships, feeling that work is always heavy and exhausting, money coming with a struggle in your life, and there is this sense that life is injustice or heavy or unfair towards you. Each of these aspects come directly from the difficulty in taking life fully. And what you can do to heal that, you can choose to honor your parents and ancestors. You can separate the gift of life from the absent or failures of parenting and consciously choosing to live your life fully and doing the best with it. It does not mean that you need to approve of everything your parents did, but you can still say, I take the life you gave me, I will do something good with it. Thank you. This one sentence and this gratitude vibration realigns the entire system. And when it comes on the personal level, balance is like a dance between action and rest, discipline and surrender, effort and trust. When this is unbalanced, we see people who only visualize and want to manifest what they want, but they never take action, aligned action towards their goals. People who work until burned out because they didn't get the cues to rest their body, they didn't get the cues and signs to rest. People who try to control everything. And in that level, there are also people who give too much as a way to feel superior or safe. In any of this situation, healing comes through counterbalancing what is in excess. So if you procrastinate, you can cultivate discipline. If you overwork, you can allow yourself to rest bit by bit. If you feel the need of controlling the situation, the future, the people around you, it is so important that you practice trust. And in this case, it is important that you trust in yourself. So it doesn't matter what other people will do because you can trust in yourself and also trust the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. Trust there is this higher being or higher, this source of all there is that is covering and protecting you along the way. And of course, that if you do not allow yourself to receive, you can practice softening up into that. And if you give too much, you can practice withdrawing to create a space for a more balanced dynamic in your relations. I want you to think that life work as a team works. Now let's talk about love and romantic relationships. A healthy love needs balance to thrive. And this is not about the literal 50-50. It is about mutual appreciation, consistency, and energetic fairness. And honestly, I feel that imbalance in love and unhealthy dynamics is probably what I see the most in my sessions with my clients. But it can be very challenging to break the cycle. So that is a recurring theme with my clients. So, signs of imbalance in a romantic relationship. One partner gives more emotionally, financially, energetically. One becomes the parent of the other. One feels unseen, unfulfilled, resentful. And it is very common that when you have a deep imbalance in your romantic relationship, what happens is that the polarity flips between the partners. So men withdraw and a woman tend to become more masculine and trying to take the lead. This happens so much. And two key practices for you today to do some inner work on that. Take a moment to watch your relationship and see where you overgive, and you can consciously step back from that. Because this will create a space, almost like an energetic invitation for your partner to step up for you. And the second key practice is to scan yourself and check on your resistance to receiving. If you reject compliments, if you deny help, if you feel you must handle everything on your own, This comes from a resistance to open yourself to receive. And an important note is that receiving requires humility. And when someone receives more than they can give back, it hurts their dignity on the unconscious level. And they have no other choice but to withdraw to try to restore the balance, since they can keep up with what their partner is bringing to the table of the relationship. Now, let's talk about money and abundance, because abundance is a direct expression of giving and receiving in action. And you give through your service, your work, your energy, your attention, and you receive through money, clients, opportunities, and recognition. So, when there is imbalance in your money life and abundance is blocked, some signs of that are working too much and earning too little, difficulty charging for your service or talking about your service too, financial debt, fear of growing financially, and feeling like you don't deserve. In Family Constellation, we see in the field that unresolved emotional or ancestral debts can show up as financial debt in the material world. Let's talk healing. So, how do you heal your relationship with money to bring more balance, to invite more abundance into your life? You can clear your beliefs around money and worth. You can allow yourself to receive actively. You can return emotional and systemic weights that don't belong to you. And remember that money without effort is a limiting belief. And remember that true abundance is created through aligned service, fair receiving, and gratitude. Because gratitude is a form of active receiving. And if you see recurring imbalance in your relationships, your money, or your inner life, this is exactly what I work with my clients in my one-on-one soul session. So I invite you to check the link in the description. And now let's do a short awareness practice. I want you to take some deep breath, align your energy, feel present, and bring to your mind one relationship that feels difficult in your life right now. And then ask yourself, am I giving more than the other can give back? Am I giving something positive or something negative? Am I truly receiving what is offered? Is there accumulated resentment here from any of the parts? Where could I allow myself to receive more in this relationship? What could I be grateful for in this relationship? If your main struggle is money or work, I highly recommend doing the same exercise and focus on your relationship with your parents and how you position yourself in your life. Take a deep breath, come back to your body, make notes if you want. You can share how your experience in this exercise was with us as well. Now, let's do a little recap on today's key points. Balance between giving and receiving is essential for love, money, and health. Overgiving creates resentment. With parents, balance happens by taking life fully and passing it forward. In love, imbalance destroys the polarity of the couple. In money, imbalance blocks the flow of abundance. And most important, gratitude is a form of active receiving. This force, when integrated, creates true quantum leaps. So if you listen to this episode and felt something shifting in you, I would love for you to share it with someone or message me what touched you the most. And not forgetting, this was the closing episode of the Forces of Love series. If while listening you felt that your life is stuck in old patterns of emotional imbalance, financial struggle, and unhealthy relationship patterns, I invite you to work with me in private one-on-one soul sessions. The link in the description, and you don't need to carry this alone. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and to the newsletter so you never miss next episodes. Thank you for walking with me through this series. I'm deeply grateful for your presence here. And remember, gratefulness is your superpower. I see you in the next episode. If you made it to the end of this episode, it means you're truly committed to healing your heart and living in true alignment. I see you, and I'm so proud of you. Make sure to subscribe to the Soul Session so you never miss our weekly time together. And if you enjoy what you heard, please leave a review and share your biggest takeaway. I'd love to hear from you. For exclusive content straight to your inbox, subscribe to my weekly newsletter. And if you're ready to quantum leap into your next level, book a one-on-one session with me. You'll find all links in the description. Thank you for being here. Sending you so much love. Until next time.